Before you spend a dime on a bike, watch this video. I almost gave up before I even got started. Don't go that way. I'm Calvin with Faith Fuel Cycle. In this video, I'm going to share with you the top things I wish I knew before I got started. Because really, money wasted is money wasted. And none of us want to do that. So let's get started. Number one, don't buy the cheapest bike you can, because you will get the cheapest bike you pay for. What do I mean? All right. So whenever we look at cycling, number one thing that pops into our heads, for me, looking at my background, my culture, where I come from, was Christmas. Christmas, everybody got a new bike. They got a Huffy, they got a Mongoose, they got a Schwinn, they got a brand new bike. Where did the bikes come from? Walmart. Everybody got a new bike every year. But why did everybody get a new bike every year? Because everybody got a new bike from Walmart every year. Because the bike was from Walmart. Walmart bikes are not quality machinery. Yes, they cheap. They are very cheap. But a bike from Walmart will get you just that. A cheap piece of equipment that was shipped to Walmart and put together by teenagers. You are going to get on this bike and it's not going to be put together correctly. It's not going to be specced out and it's not going to last. They're cheaply made with some real trash parts, and you will be out here riding. And guess what? When you see a cyclist, right? Because this is what I did. I did worse than Walmart. This is what I did. I got on Facebook Marketplace when I got started. Found the cheapest bikes I could find. I got two, but one for me and one for my wife and my son. They go about the same height, so they actually shared that bike. My daughter, she already had a bike. My wife didn't care about it. But long story short, I got some cheap bikes, but they were Walmart grade. They worked, but whenever I took them to the bike shop, what happened? I got embarrassed. As soon as I get in there, I'm like, yo, this dude a bike snob. He tell me how this bike's trash. I should have saved my money. If I instead of buying this bike, I should have burned it. I'm like, bro, like I'm here to just try to get it fixed. Like, give me a new chain or something. But by buying cheap, I got cheap. And then it cost me more money to get it into a rideable condition. Bikes, they need maintenance. They require maintenance. If you handy, you can get tools. It ain't that hard. Get on YouTube like you're doing right now, and you can figure it out. But as a beginner, you don't want to start playing with the tools because you trust in this bike with your life. Okay. So number one, don't go cheap. Price and value are very different, right? One tool that I use is bicyclebluebook.com. Bicyclebluebook.com. I'm going to put it in the description. Check it out. You can type in whatever type of bike that you're looking at, and it will tell you the value. It'll tell you the type of riding that this bike is for, right? There's another website I use called 99 Spokes, where you can actually compare bicycles side by side, spec for spec. Then you go over to the Blue Book and see what the value is. Now, when you go on, and first off, well, going back, if you're going to buy a bike, buy secondhand. Why? Because you don't know if you're going to like this. You don't know if you're going to commit to riding bicycles every weekend or every day or every time you don't know that yet. If you're a beginner, get you a secondhand bike, spend as little as possible with a quality, valuable bike. Now, what you're going to find is a lot of people are upselling these bikes. Don't play yourself. It's marketplace. Haggle a little bit. You ain't going to be able to lowball to people too bad now because people ain't going to go for it. But hey, look at the value. And hey, if you pay an extra $50, why not? But I'm not paying extra $200 for something they say is $200. They say the bike is $200. I'm gonna try to pay about $200, maybe $250. But you gotta understand and the value versus the price. Now, also you gotta think about what type of ride are you looking for? Are you gonna be riding trails? You riding mountains? It's a lot of different types of ride. So before you buy a bike, make sure that it's equipped the right type of bike for the type of riding that you want to do. Now, that is a whole video by itself. I particularly ride road bikes. I don't like riding on the road, but I in the area where I am, we have a lot of greenway trails, beautiful paved trails without cars and traffic. I have to deal with people running and dogs, but hey, I'd rather deal with that than take the possibility of getting hit, being in a hit and run, right? But that's me personally. Maybe you're into trail riding, maybe you like endurance bike, maybe you like going fast. All of these must be considered before you spend a dime. Like I said, I bought 2 mountain bikes. Do you know how many mountain bikes I own now? Zero. Because I'm not really into mountain bikes. I like road bikes. All right. Number two thing I wish I learned before I ever before I ever got started was riding etiquette. One thing we got to learn is that we're sharing the road, right? If you're driving and you see a person riding a bicycle, realize that that person is a person. You want to make sure you don't kill anybody. You want to make sure you're not running people off the road. We got to be considerate when we're in our cars for other riders. And once you begin to ride, you will appreciate and understand that yourself. But there's 3 things that you must know right off the gate. Number 1 is safety. I have taken several different falls at different times in my rides, but guess what? The first one, I didn't have a helmet on. After that fall, I always wear a helmet. Don't learn the lesson the hard way. Learn the easy way. Safety first. What you gotta have a helmet. Put it on. Wear some gloves just in case your hands come down on some pavement. You don't want to lose skin. Get some gloves. If you are clumsy and you might fall, think about some elbow pads, knee pads, all that. Seriously, might sound funny, might sound crazy if you are a grown adult male, but guess what? Safety matters. We don't want to make have a hobby that takes you out of work or takes you out of here, right? So safety. Make sure that you're wearing safety gear. Make sure that if you're riding on the road, you have lights. You have front lights, you have tail lights, right? Make sure that you're wearing clothes that are visible so people can see you. Number 2, when it comes to cycling etiquette, is communication. As you ride on a trail on the road, you want to make sure that you're calling out, letting people know that you're there, right? If you're walking and there are pedestrians walking on the trail with you, you call out, rider on your left. Let people know you're coming before you get up on them. You don't want to scare anybody out of their skin while they're walking their dog or out with their kids or family. Communication is the key. Talk. Be friendly. Be friendly. Don't be that bike snob. Be friendly. Share the road with people just like you want people to share the road with you when they in their car. Right. So be able to communicate. Learn signaling. Learn how to position yourself in a safe place so that you don't get hurt or hurt someone else. And number 3, respect. Respect. You got to have respect. You got to learn how to give respect because what we have to realize is that just because we're on a group ride and we are on the road, there's some crazy people out here. And it's not worth losing your life to prove a point to somebody in a truck while you on 18 pounds of carbon. You're not gonna win that. So let us be respectable. And hey, realize you got a phone, call the cops. Make sure you got cameras or something around. You know, it's not worth it. Don't play stupid games because that's when we win stupid prizes. Number 3, Number three thing before you ever get outside, before you spend a dime, right? Realize that cycling just ain't about a bike. You got to make sure that you make a small investment in tools and resources like air pumps, like chain lubrication, extra inner tubes, multi tools. They will save you so much time when you know how to change a flat tire, right? Just like in a car, if you know how to change a flat tire, you can get the spare and all that. As a man, you feel accomplished because you ain't got to wait. You ain't got to call AAA, right? I learned that when I was a itty bitty boy, but I learned how to change a bike tire as a grown man and became very efficient with it. You got to know how to do things and take care of your bike because if you're on a ride and you're 10, 15, 20 miles away from your car, your vehicle, you want to make sure that you can take care of it. Now, if something catastrophic happens, we all know, call Uber, man. Get a lift, get up out of there. But if it's something, be able to do small repairs, be able to relink a chain, be able to fix a a loose pedal. These aren't hard things to do, but you don't know what you don't know until you're in a situation. So YouTube is your friend. Lock in on skills, resources, and invest in some tools. Okay. Number four. Oh man, I really wish that I had started this whenever I first started riding. Track your progress. As a new rider, there's so many different apps you can use. Uh, free apps you can download on your phone, even on your smartwatch, to track your ride or your progressions as you work out. Track your runs, track your walks, track your cycling, right? But what happens? What happens by tracking your progress? Get Strava. Add your boy. My link's down in the description. Add me on Strava. Show me your rides. I share my rides with you, right? Track yourself on Strava or map my walk or map your get on an app or Samsung Health or Apple Watch. Track your progress. You're going to progressively get faster. But it's not going to be by chasing speed. It's going to happen by getting outside, getting in the saddle. And if you track your progress, you can really appreciate the journey. Which reminds me, that's the beautiful thing about a testimony, right? Your testimony is your story. Recounting your story, where you been, where you started, and where you're going, where God brought you from and where he's brought you to. By tracking your progress on Strava. As I said, add me, y'all. By tracking yourself on Strava or tracking your progression, you will gain a testimony. Because it's not about how you start, it's that you keep going. And ultimately, when you finish, you'll see the strength, the power, the speed that you got along the way. On that, you will have the ability to celebrate the small wins. And those small wins, they truly will keep the motivation alive. They really will. Because what the thing about Strava is whenever you make a ride, you do a ride, your first ride is going to lock in, it's going to document it. Great. I did my first ride. Next time you go out, you're going to ride probably the same trail again, the same path. You might go a little bit faster. And it'll tell you had a personal best. You're like, hold up, what you mean I got a record? Because you redid it. You did it again, right? And you're going to catch a log and you're going to be able to get small wins, small celebrations. You made a new your next longest ride. I remember, as I said, when my son and I first started riding, our longest ride was like 8 miles. I remember us riding on the Neuse River Trail here in North Carolina in Clayton, right? We were riding on the Neuse River Trail from a cover bridge, and we was riding, and we went and we saw the county line. We saw the county line. We stopped. We started taking pictures. We started taking pictures like, yo, we went from Johnston County to Wake County, get pictures on both sides. We got a picture on the Johnson County side, took a picture from the other angle. Oh, we in Wake County now. Oh, like we travel county lines, right? And then we turned around and we went back. Guess what? I come to find out we ain't did about 7 miles. That's it. And I'm talking about from there and back. So we really only rode out 3 miles. If we went like another mile, we would have found a whole new parking area. But we didn't know anything about that because we were simply riding and sightseeing, talking and having conversations, just father and son time. But funny thing is, when I rode my first 50 miles, I looked back and I saw that same mile marker and I laughed. Because at one point in time, that mile marker was an accomplishment. It was a win. But that win doesn't go unnoticed. It still was celebrated. And now looking at my first 100-mile ride, looking back, that milestone means the most. Because it was the one that happened with me and my son. The first time we passed the county line. So celebrate the small wins. It will help you keep pushing and keep hope alive. And number five thing that I wish I knew a long time ago, don't ride alone. There'll be times where you will, but when you're starting out, don't ride alone. Find you community. There is so much power in brotherhood. There is so much power in the ride that you don't go alone. The conversation, the laughter, the lessons, the sightseeing, the memories. Like I told you about me and my son crossing the county line. That's a memory that I hold forever. Those memories mean the world. Also, when you ride with somebody, it gives you accountability. That challenge, it pushes you to go a little bit harder, to find that next gear. It also is the key to joy. It's about doing this thing together. Let's going out, having fun, and rediscovering play. So remember the 5 lessons, right? Number 1, don't buy no cheap bike. Okay. Don't cheap out on yourself, but make sure what you do is get value for money. Okay. Remember the websites I got. Check them out. Use these tools. They'll help you save money and know what you're getting your hands on. Number 2, learn cycling etiquette before getting on a group ride. Learn the tools. Learn some safety. Learn how to call out potholes and stuff, right? Learn etiquette, communication, safety. Learn some skills and respect on the road. Number 3, invest in some tools, small tools, and learn how to take care of your bike. Learn how to change the tire before you get too far, okay? If you're doing a couple miles, no problem. But when you start going further, make sure you know how to change the tire and have extra inner tubes and an air pump. Number 4, track your progress. Get on Strava, add your boy, okay? Hit that link, add your boy into Strava. Number 5, don't ride alone. Find your community. Accountability breeds success. So that's our video for today. Remember, subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. But hey, let me know what type of bike y'all got. Let me know what type of bike you ride in the comment section or what you're looking to get. It's about getting outside, getting stronger, and living stronger. Let's ride, y'all. Catch you on the next one. Peace.